Alright, so today I could have gone and seen a movie that just critic after critic after critic has just constantly shat on. So I'm going to talk about this movie instead. So Manny Lewis is an Australian film that stars Carl Barron, the famous and my personal favourite stand-up comedian, in the main role as Manny Lewis. So Manny Lewis is really about, Carl Barron. It's about his character, Manny Lewis. It's about a comedian who goes on stage. He's really a successful comedian. Everybody loves him. Everybody finds him really, really funny. But in the end, his jokes and whatnot, he just uses it to deflect backlash. He just uses it to just deflect relationships and everything that he comes across that he's not really comfortable with, and he's not comfortable with a relationship. He's not really comfortable with committing himself to someone at that sort of level, and that's really what the movie is about him understanding that, him coming to terms with the relationship, and him really falling in love with someone who he does really enjoy, who he can connect with, who he doesn't need to constantly use humour to just push them away. And it was an interesting movie to watch. So that's pretty much the plot outline for you, but in the end, this movie, it was alright. I'll give it was alright, guys. It was alright. Carl Barron's really functional in the movie. He pretty much plays himself. He plays Carl Barron in this movie that is titled Manny Lewis. It actually uses a lot of his stand-up material. All the stand-up that he does in this movie is his own stand-up. It's stuff it's stuff taken out of his DVDs and stuff, which if you haven't seen his DVDs, go see his DVDs because it's fucking hilarious. The supporting cast, they're alright, they're not too bad, the chick he falls in love with, she's pretty good, they have a nice chemistry, it's nothing special, but it's certainly not terrible, it's not, And his dad, I really, really enjoyed the character that his dad portrayed. He was this really hardened character who's, he's a laugh, he's an old Aussie bloke, We Aussie blokes, when we get old, we get like that. But then you got his friend, his agent, his manager, whatever you want to call him. He was fucking annoying. He had this really annoying laugh. He'd get drunk. He'd dance really badly. That is exactly what my dad dances like when he gets pissed. The one place where this film just breaks down, where this movie just loses me, is the script. The script is just not set up in the way it should have been. The opening shot, I loved the opening shot. It was just him walking down the street. He was at this party, and he was just contemplating life, and he was just thinking about all these... He had these quick little interactions with women that he didn't nail, that he just fucked up, and you could see where the character is at the start of the movie, and whilst he's just walking home after his intro, he's just walking home, and you hear his stand-up in the background, you hear the voiceover of his stand-up, and it's really effective. It's really... You're like, okay, this is how this guy thinks. This is how this guy operates. This movie could have been set up really, really well. It had that great opening shot. You could have kept going with that sort of theme throughout the movie, that sort of stylized presentation of it. It could have been, his scene with a girl. Something goes wrong. Maybe they fight. Maybe, he learns something. And then you see him go do stand-up, and he's at this show, and he's doing his thing, and he's actually explaining what happened, and you see that sort of correlation between his relationship and with what he does on stage. That would have been really interesting to see, but unfortunately, this movie takes place in a time where he's got like a 2-month break from his next show, and it's just like, so we're not doing stand-up, we're just gonna watch you be sort of manic depression, just really upset and hate yourself and want to call sex lines. Alright. And that was really disappointing for me. I was really looking forward to this really deep movie about how comedians in real life, they just use their comedy and their jokes to just push away other people, to just keep to themselves, and how they just use it to deflect anger and to deflect everything else in their lives and not take anything seriously. But when they do have to take something seriously, like a relationship, I want to see how that affected the comedic side of things, and you don't really see it. You get a bit of it towards the end in the big climax where everything with his dad comes to a head and he wants to go back with his girl while she's going away. So this whole movie is really building up to this final performance that he has. It's on live TV. If he does well, he might get a job in America. He might get all these things happening for him. And that's one thing I got to commend it. I was just waiting for the minute. I was just waiting because the love story up to that point was pretty cliched. I was just waiting for him to just be standing there. I was just like, 3, 2, 1. Yep, there he goes. He's running off stage and he's going to go run after the girl who's on the dock and they're going to kiss and yada yada yada. And they didn't do that, thank God. He finished the performance and then what happens happens. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed Carl Barron a lot. I think his writing has a lot of improvement that can happen, but that's natural. It's his first time screenwriting. The script really needed to be just tightened, just tight. In the end, guys, I'm going to say that Manny Lewis is definitely worth going out of your ways to see. Make sure you check it out, support the Australian film industry, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Carl Barron might have, and I want to go see him live again. He's fucking hilarious. I'll give him that. This movie made me want to watch all his DVDs just on loop. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. That's what I'm doing tonight. And with that being said, guys, that's all we got time for today. If you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like button straight down below. Make sure you comment, are you going to go see Manny Lewis? If you have, what did you guys think of it? And of course, if you want to see more movie reviews, news, and whatever, movie world related, make sure you click right here. And I'll see you guys next time.